The best lawyers tell stories. As a lawyer, a former prosecutor, former public defender, former DHS trial attorney, former immigration judge, and now a civil liberties advocate, the part of every case that has fascinated me most has never been the legal issue. It's the people, the client, the prosecutor, the judge, the witness, their histories, motivations, blind spots, convictions, choices they made when the cost of honesty was high. Every direct examination, cross-examination, and closing argument is a conversation about human beings, even an argument, and ultimately a story. Over the course of my career, having very different positions within the same ecosystem, prosecutor, defense attorney, judge, civil liberties advocate, having represented the government and then turned around to challenge the very institution I once served, my experiences gave me access to extraordinary people, witnesses, people who found themselves at the center of events that tell us something important about who we are, what we value, and what kind of country we are becoming. There's a life before October 7th, 2023, and a life after. There is a life before January 20th, 2025, and a life after. Whatever your politics, those dates changed us, and they produced witnesses, people the government wanted silenced, but who insisted on challenging, dissenting, self-exiling. Lawyers, doctors, journalists, academics, faith leaders, public officials, former prisoners. Some have resisted, some have suffered, others have simply endured. This podcast is called Witness because that word does two kinds of work. First, it describes the people you'll meet here, witnesses of courage and conscience on a collision course with systems of power. But witness is also a verb. It is an invitation to you to be present for conversations that document the human experience and not simply a headline, a legal argument, a political slogan, or a social media post. An invitation to sit with complexity in the orbit of power and dissent and hear the stories from the fault lines of our democracy, to bear witness alongside us. There is also a deeper meaning to the word that is important to me. This is not a strictly Islamic podcast, although we do explore angles of Muslim identity. Drawing on that rich heritage for a moment, witness in Arabic is shahid, and it is a word extraordinarily rich in Islamic theology and ethics. It carries meanings like to witness, to testify, and to bear truth. It is often narrowly translated as martyr, and the meaning is not fundamentally militaristic. It is existential, and at its core, it's about sacrifice. In Islamic thought, the highest form of witnessing is not merely seeing the truth. It is a spiritual and moral condition, and it is standing in truthful relation to the truth, even at personal cost. You do not have to share that tradition to understand the principle. Every society depends on witnesses. Across traditions and throughout history, witnesses preserve what happened. They testify, they leave behind a record for those who come after. Power creates records, institutions create archives, governments create narratives, but human beings preserve meaning. And too often, the people who actually lived through consequential moments disappear behind the official account of what happened. This podcast is an attempt in some small way to resist that. Not by delivering verdicts or claiming neutrality, and not by pretending there is only one truth to be told, but by creating a trusted forum for serious human conversations about power, conscience, law, identity, and public life, a place where testimony can be preserved before memory hardens into history. I'm not interested in hot takes or performative outrage. I'm interested in people. People deciding what they owe to truth, community, country, family, and themselves. The gift these guests give us is not their expertise. It is their testimony, their account of how they bore witness to a particular moment in time. And together we are creating a record of those experiences. One day these events will become history. What remains to be seen is how the human experience inside them will be preserved. I'm Marium Uddin, a former institutional insider trying to understand how conscience survives systems of power, and you are the judge of whether the truth has been preserved. This is Witness.